viewers, we're glad that you could find time to join me on this video broadcast to do with the subject of literature in English. My name is Duli M, the Akimia. Well, of particular interest now is a novel titled Quills of Desire. It is of particular interest in the sense that it is one of the novels that are currently being studied in Zambian secondary schools, and it is examined at the examination, grade 12 examination level. And the other interesting reason to note is that the novel is in the Zambian Writers series, and of course people might just be interested in reading, getting to interact with a text that has been written by one of their own by the name of Binwell, Sinyangwe. So the novel is about an experience of a young man by the name of Wiza, who also happens to be the main character, or in the literature language, we would say that he is the protagonist of the play, of the novel itself. The story in Quills of Desire is centered on a young man, and is against the backdrop that this young man is kind of growing up in a manner that sends some kind of doubts and fear amongst the elderly folk that the young guy interacts with. And so they are so keen in watching him and also guiding him on the nature of life, and probably better ways in which the young man can approach life, rather than finding himself in the wrangles that he has already, demonstrated capable of causing. So, cardinal to the plot in the novel is Wiza's father by the name of Mr. Chambleni, who at one time when Wiza is about to go back to his school, Mr. Chambleni sits the boy down and guides him, tells him proverbs in an effort to kind of make the message sink into his heart. He says, look after your neck, because the beads to wear it are as easy to find as the droppings of a chicken. So in the Zambian circles, this proverb actually guides people that they should take care of their own life, because if they are reckless and irresponsible, they may end up just simply destroying their lives just like that. So that's basically the essence and the meaning of the proverb that Mr. Chambleni tells his son Wiza. And we are told by the author that this happens a number of times actually, just in an effort that Mr. Chambleni can be of good counsel to his own son. So maybe even before we get into the nitty-gritties of the plot itself of the novel that we are focusing our attention on, the novel entitled Quills of Desire, maybe it is important to remind ourselves of the competencies that are outlined in the literature in English syllabus. One of them is that the novel teaches us certain special elements of language as used in certain context. So when we interact with the novel, we just get to have access to special language that we can apply even ourselves in day-to-day life, given similar contexts that we encounter in the play. So apart from the aspect of the language that we get to learn, and of course it is important for me to mention here that I think Binwell Sinyangwe was, I think, an intelligent writer, in that the language is so meticulous and so interesting when it comes to the English language, especially that the fusion itself between the English language and the Zambian context or culture comes out so meticulous and likable, so to speak. So that's one aspect that we can really get to enjoy when we interact with the novel. Maybe the other aspect that we can get to enjoy is that of maybe a social slice of life. The life of Mr. Chambuleni, faced with his own son that is kind of an intellectual, but temperamental in terms of social relations. He seems to be getting into problems as he relates to the people that he interacts with. His days at primary school, he could find himself in problems, especially with the daughter to the headmaster at the Polo Primary School where he attended his primary, who is once or is desirous of a love affair with this young girl, but the girl repels Weezer, which kind of disturbs him so much and begins to like intimidate the girl and bully the girl. So the girl has no choice but to report the matter to Mr. Mpongwe, who's the headmaster at Polo. So Mr. Mpongwe takes it upon himself to confront Weezer's father and just to see what means and how best they can actually talk to Weezer so that they guide him. So that's just one of the encounters that Weezer faces that are kind of early signs of some kind of a disoriented kind of a young man. So everyone is kind of just overzealous to see how the young man will turn out to be, especially that now he has passed so well with flying colors to go to a Chinsali Secondary School by the name of Kenneth Kaunda Secondary School in Chinsali. Yet again, and of course as if not forewarned by his father back home, and as if not guided that life is like a queue, and that with time and patience your turn, and each one's turn actually does come if one really just exercises patience, as if not told all that by his father back home. Weezer kinds of forgets that counsel and still maintains his troublesome encounters even at the secondary school where he has passed to go to. He has problems with his friends. He's engaged into fights. Very, very impatient young man. There's this time that he finds a group of junior boys being punished and bullied by senior boys. So Weezer behaves like a soldier and takes it upon himself to fight the senior boys back, to the extent that they run away from him. So Weezer kind of creates enmity as well as friendship from that encounter. So that's the kind of a young man, intellectual and intelligent as he is at Kenneth Kaunda. He some teachers, of course, like Mr. Stevenson, the deputy head teacher, as well as Wiz as English language teacher, kinds of likes him because of his hard work and unmatched academic performance at school.